Good evening, and thank you all for being here today. I want to talk about something that might seem ordinary at first glance, but that represents something much larger: the conditions of bus stops across Houston. These stops are often nothing more than bare metal poles with a small sign, standing alone under the vast Texas sky, providing no shelter, no seating, no comfort. For anyone who relies on public transit, particularly in a city like ours, this isn't just an inconvenience. It's an indignity and, in many cases, an injustice. Think of a person who has spent all day at work on their feet, their energy drained after hours of standing, lifting, or caring for others. They come to a bus stop to head home, only to find there's nowhere to sit, nowhere to rest. They're forced to stand a while longer, enduring Houston's heat or braving the rain, with not even the simplest shelter to protect them. Or consider an elderly person, someone frail who relies on public transit to get to their doctor's appointments or pick up their groceries. They too must stand, possibly for long periods, because there's no other option. A city's infrastructure reflects its priorities. In Houston, we have invested billions in our roadways, highways, and other infrastructure that primarily benefits people with private vehicles. But public transit and its infrastructure, which serves so many, especially those who cannot afford a car, those who choose not to own one, or those with physical limitations, are neglected. To prioritize roads for cars while ignoring the needs of transit riders is more than an oversight. It's an ethical failure. A city is morally bound to care for all its people, not just those who can afford the luxury of a private vehicle. Providing comfortable, sheltered bus stops is more than a matter of convenience. It is a basic requirement for the dignity, safety, and well-being of every individual who relies on public transit. In a city like Houston, where temperatures can soar in the summer, standing in direct sunlight for even a few minutes can be unbearable and dangerous. Heat exhaustion and sunburn are real risks, especially for vulnerable groups like the elderly or children. And in the rain, people are left exposed, forced to wait in wet clothes, risking illness or spad, all because we haven't prioritized shelter at our bus stops. And I want to be clear, this isn't just about having any seat or shelter. People deserve a comfortable, supportive place to sit, not a hard, backless concrete slab. There are some who might argue that building comfortable, sheltered bus stops would only encourage people experiencing homelessness to gather or rest there, but we need to be very careful about this line of thinking. First, public spaces like bus stops are meant to be just that, public. If we start designing these spaces to keep certain people away, we're compromising the very principles of inclusion and equality on which public services should be built. Second, the presence of people experiencing homelessness at bus stops is not a reason to deny others a safe, comfortable waiting space. It's a call to action, a reminder of the pressing need for comprehensive support and services for those without homes. In short, the fear of encountering someone homeless at a bus stop should never justify the denial of basic human comfort and dignity for everyone else. Furthermore, there are creative solutions to fund these improved bus stops. Cities across the world have turned to advertising as a way to offset the costs of public infrastructure. Imagine if our bus stops displayed thoughtful, community-focused advertisements along their backs and sides. Not only could this bring in revenue to help maintain and improve these structures, but it could also foster a sense of community and connection, making public transit a shared and supported experience. In closing, I urge you to think about the kind of city we want to be. A city that values all its residents, that cares for its workers, its elderly, its children. A city that respects the dignity of each person, regardless of how they travel. Let's invest in bus stops that offer shelter from the sun and rain, that provide a comfortable place to sit, that reflect the importance of every person who lives here. This isn't just an investment in infrastructure, it's an investment in humanity. And it's time we make it. Thank you.